So, Magu Zian Sho, divine marijuana brings immortality. So, again, so. Um, my emblem. I want to get my emblem in there. Anyway, um, one of the last videos I made, I was talking about the different books that that in my chat temple house is like the Bible of the things that I teach. And in the Tao, I would say the Bible is made up of many books, just like the regular Christian Bible is made up of many books. So is what I call the Bible, even though they haven't been compiled as one book, because it would be about this thick, maybe probably even way out here somewhere. Not even that thick. It'd be this. This would be the book, like way the hell out here somewhere. Yeah. So what I was talking about was that the Tao Te Ching, or the Book of the Way of Virtuous Power, was like the concept of Tao, you know, the basic idea, without being like, this is what you do. It's just the Tao Te Ching is just like, well, if you're a Taoist, this is what Taoists do. And if you're not a Taoist, this is what you don't do. It's not like really like. Anyway, so that's the philosophy side. But then my teacher's book, I consider what gave me the practices, because first the Tao, the Tao Te Ching gets you in kind of the mindset of the Tao. But in my church temple house, we're more interested in the practices of qigong and standing and kung fu, whatever, yoga. So that's what I got from that book. And then of course there's the I Ching, and the fourth book was the Margu book, or the way of in. I like saying that, the way of infinite harmony. Anyway, so I wanted to go back to my teachers. My When I say my teacher, I mean in this sense, I mean my Taoist teacher, Dr. Stehpen T. Chang, because I can't just say teacher, because I have had different teachers in different stuff. So one teacher I call my spiritual teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York. One teacher I call my Taoist arts teacher, Dr. Stephen T. Chang. One teacher I call my Wu Style Tai Chi teacher, Grand Master Leong Shum of Ying Jiao Pai. So you see, when I can't just say teacher, because I do have to separate the Tai Chi from the Taoist stuff, because my Tai Chi teacher wasn't really into all that. He wasn't into Chinese herbs. He was like, do Kung Fu and Tai Chi. And then I think after he had an operation, I think he started getting into some more of the Chinese. But basically, in Kung Fu, in Tai Chi school, all we learned was the Qigong, how to punch somebody in the throat, you know, weapons, stuff like that. But there was no talk about Tao. You don't have to know the Tao to practice Tai Chi, or my friend's system, Bagua, or Xing Yi. You understand? You can practice those things. But I'm getting off point. What when I read from this book, it kind of threw me off because I haven't read from this book in years. I've had this book since like 1989 or maybe before, somewhere around there. So I read it back then, and the point I was making between my book and this book is that I get into the first part is the Tao of meditation and breathing, which is like the foundation of Tao yoga. But instead, my teacher, in the place of meditation, he talks about different aspects of government. So I read the first one the other night, and it kind of tripped me out because it was like this is exactly what, as far as my understanding is. When I read it, it was like this is what Donald Trump and Elon Musk is doing. Now, let me read it over again. I'll start out from the beginning, and then I'm going to, on different nights, I'm going to go into, because it was 10 different points. Well, let me find it first, and I'll go over the 10 points. It's in here somewhere. I should have prompted it. You see what I'm saying? I don't do stuff like that. I need to get stuff ready before I get on video. Oh, here you go. Okay, so the 10 points are: the size of government should be small. So when I read that one, I was like, isn't that what they talking about? As much as we're going to talk about Donald Trump and Elon Musk, there's two sides to it. The stuff that he's doing may save America, but it's not going to be good for us poor people down here on the lowest level of everything. Yes, I'm talking about so-called black people. The lowest. We have the most money of any group damn near on earth, but we the poorest group. Now, if that's not the two opposites of yin and yang, it's like, except they not together. It's just like, I got a $2 trillion to spend, but I'm poor as hell. How the hell does that work? Oh, you spend your money with everybody else except your own people. I'm getting off subject again. Let's talk about what my Taoist teacher talked about. First, small government. I read it already, but I want to read it again because it kind of threw me off when I first read it, like I said. So let me go through it right quick. Since it's dark, I should put on my spectacles, my magnifying glasses, so I can see a little better. So I won't be like, what's that word? Now, do I look like a professor? Okay. So, this is not my teacher's listing, really. It's the writer of the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu. The size of government should be small. Lao Tzu, or Lao Tzu, insisted that the size of government be small, so that the power may be distributed in favor of the people. A big government deprives the people of freedom, and a strong government weakens the people. When power is placed in the hands of government officials who will use this power to expand their own power, heavier taxes, huge government deficits, anyway, and administrative inefficiencies. Don't that sound like all the stuff that Musk and Trump, well, at least Musk has been talking about? The inefficiencies of the administrative people in charge of stuff, money, like billions and billions and billions. Anyway, so government, Heavier taxes, huge government deficits, and administrative inefficiency will only be a few of the many problems plaguing the country. Wow. How many thousands of years? Oh, this is about 2,000 years ago. Around the time Jesus was supposed to be around. He ain't say nothing about, well, anyway. Since the balance of power between the people and the government is inherently unbalanced, and power in the hands of government officials tends to expand unjustly, the freedom of the people is best secured by limiting the size of government. Now, I don't know if you've been listening, but like I said, this sounds exactly like what they're doing. Now, like I said, it might be good for America, the country America. But those of us down here we getting ready to go through some shit, boy. Old lady, 80 years old, been here forever, at least 70 years. She's a citizen. They said she might have to go back to Belize because she wasn't born here, boy. It's getting ready to be crazy, boy. So, I read that one already. Let's go to B. The laws and regulations. So, see what I'm saying? Instead of talking about meditation, he talked about these 10 points of government. So, B, or the second point, is laws and regulations. Oh, let me read this quick because it's long. According to Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching, laws and regulations breed evil. Wow. St. Paul St. Paul said almost the same thing. In quotes, while we were living in the flesh, our sinful passions arose by the law. If it had not been for laws, I should not have known sin. Wow, that's fucking deep. So anyway, when a government imposes laws and regulations upon its subjects, it becomes its subjects' worst enemy. A government, excuse me, a government that produces excessive numbers of laws, like America, and regulations, fascist and military governments, tend to be short-lived. This is because the merciless and continuous oppression of the people heighten their endurance to the point that death becomes appealing. Lao Tzu said that when people take death lightly, like these young brothers today, nothing can hold them back. Let me change my voice. Nothing can hold them back. In revolution, there is everything to gain and nothing to lose. So, the wisest form of government is that which forms a peaceful alliance with its subjects. Peace is ensured. Another argument against laws and regulations is that they produce more problems than they solve. Laws and regulations need enforcement, which requires police, or I say police, officers, judges, lawyers, and hundreds of other people. This escalates government expenses and results in higher taxes. Furthermore, other laws and regulations must be made to enforce the original laws and regulations. Then other laws and regulations must be made to enforce the new ones. Louder, louder, louder. An endless chain reaction results, and government expenses are multiplied a million times. The endless chain reaction also results in confusion, which causes early laws and regulations to be forgotten. Too many regulations equal no regulation. Nothing is accomplished, yet the confusion and expenses grow. During the Qin dynasty, China was ruled by tyrants, and the laws and regulations were said to be as numerous as the hairs on a cow. Cows have hair? Anyway, I should have said the hairs on your head. Yeah. So, this dynasty was overthrown and was replaced by the Han dynasty. The Han dynasty, a golden age of China, began with the nullification of these laws and regulations. Only 3 simple laws were made, but everybody remembered and obeyed them enthusiastically. So, and then next time I'll read the next one, which is C, or 3, honest policy. Ooh, we'll see how that works out with this administration, because even though they might be taking the nation in this administration down to the well, I was just trying to rhyme, but even though it might sound good, it might sound all good, even sound to me like some of Lao Tzu stuff. I'm like, wow, that's cool. We turn it into a Taoist society, but I don't really believe that. I don't know what their real agenda is, or even if they have a real agenda. I guess since I don't have the power to stop anything, and neither do you, unless you like the judge of judges of the multiple judge of the earth, you don't have the power to stop Musk or Trump or any of the billionaire cronies that's hanging out with him. So, I said all that to say, I guess we will see, won't we? We gonna see what's gonna happen. I don't know. All I can say is, peace.